So what are we dealing with today? I'm feeling like a rival fight, maybe, and some key collecting, maybe even a boss battle. Now, these key challenges tend to be more difficult than the previous key challenges, due to the fact that they're the later levels. There is one challenge in particular that I've actually not been able to S rank, because I just kind of gave up. It took me, I was trying it for about 3 hours and never actually got it to work. But anyway, here's the Silver challenge. Silver's like, hey, how did I get here? Oh well, let's fight. Now, don't you worry, this is not like the Sonic 06 fight, which was entirely broken and not fun at all. This is a brand new remade fight, or a brand new reimagining of the fight, where you are running on this highway in Crisis City. Silver's throwing stuff at you. I mean, this is exactly what it should have been, a running fight where Silver's just chucking stuff at you. I mean, it fits his character perfectly. Versus you running up to him catching you, throwing you up in the air, catching you again, throwing you up in the air, catching you again, throwing you up in the air, until you're immediately dead. Now, the trick to this fight is to homing attack the cars he throws out at you, like... Hang on. Did I figure it out here? I don't think I figured it out here. Oh, here we go. And nope. And up. And I missed. Anyway. You can homing attack that spot, or when you get in close enough, you can homing attack him directly during a certain attack. Not too difficult to fight. When those cars are being held in front of you, just wait for the one that circles first. Dodge that one and then go under that spot. Jump or roll under these like psychic blades he throws at you. Homing attack those cars or dodge him, doesn't matter. Now he'll be collecting a bunch of them. Homing attack him. And anyway, Silver the Hedgehog. A very, very interesting character. He was introduced in the Sonic 06 game. As I said before, marked the worst game of Sonic history. The character, I like him though, because he has a cool power and he's kind of has a cool design. But he was just, in Sonic 06, they made him really, really whiny. And you didn't really care too much about the fact that his world was destroyed. You just kind of cared the fact that he was just really whiny. And the fact that he always just yelled, "The Ibis Twigger! The Ibis Twigger!" And so yeah, Silver. They made him better now. He's less annoying. His voice sounds the same though, even though it is a different voice actor. Now we should get into the part where he starts ramming the car wall against me. Let's see if he does. Yeah, I think he's doing it right here. So he'll gather all these cars and he'll try to launch it at you. I'm not sure how you can actually get hit by this. As long as you jump, you're fine. And then just keep running along here until you can homing attack him, and you're good. 4 hits is the magic number. Then you can get into phase 2 of Silver, which is the rather interesting part, which hopefully we'll see soon. I did kind of forget how this fight worked when I was recording it, and I just kind of spent the entire time trying to figure out how to hit him, and it was just like, huh. I think I was supposed to be able to hit him by now, so I finally figured out you're supposed to homing attack the cars. So he'll do this a couple times. Sometimes he'll do it earlier, sometimes he'll do it later. Not exactly too sure on the exact specifics, but here we go. I think that's 4 hits. So hopefully we'll be able to see the next phase. Nope, not 4 hits. And he's doing the overcall. Middle one rotates. I get hit accidentally, and you go into the middle. Now he's doing the Psycho Blades again. Quick step these ones, the vertical ones, and jump or slide under the horizontal ones. Very easy. Nothing, not a big deal. This really isn't a hard fight. You shouldn't really die unless you're at the final part. You want to save your boost though. There's no reason to use your boost at any point, except for at the end, which is when you need the boost. Otherwise, you might die. And I completely missed that homing attack there. What's wrong with me? That's okay. He's gathering up a bunch of cars, and we can finish him off here. This is what the fight should have been. I'm sure the Xbox 360, the same system as this game, could have handled a fight like this. Now he'll be taking up his giant bowl of rubble, saying a very lame name, and you'll have to boost away from it in order to get away. He'll be doing the crush tactic, which you can very quickly dodge and homing attack him to crush him under the rubble. very, very harsh. Way to go, Sonic. And because I took too long, I don't get an S rank. And with that, we nab ourselves our 5th Chaos Emerald? Or no, wait. For 6th Chaos Emerald. One more to go. Now we gotta take on our key challenges. First up, I would decide to do the Blaze Challenge, which is the Blaze Cooperative Challenge, not the, Oh, that challenge is horrible. I hate that one. In it, you have to use Blaze to sort of take away the fires of the city so that you can pass through. It's kind of weird. Doesn't react as well as you would want it to, but it's alright. I mean, when you're going really fast, it's hard to sort of time it properly to where Blaze will get rid of the fire just before you, you know, go running right through it.
I'll put out that wall of fire.
You'd think with the speed Sonic's running, fire wouldn't really affect him. You'd pretty much just, like, completely, extinguish it as soon as he runs through it, but no. And I do experience a few missteps in my jump timing here. It's alright. And very inappropriate music for the kinds of mission this is. I'd rather have something a little more intense, maybe something like a Blazy kind of theme from Sonic Rush. That'd be nice, but oh well. It's alright. It's alright. So, moving around, moving along, destroying the fires. Fighting off the Iblis enemies. Iblis was the one of the 3 main villains in Sonic 06. The other 2 being Solaris and Eggman. Although Eggman, you know, did as usual. I'm actually a hero in this kind of in the story, even though he started out being evil. He helped out at the end. That's all he's good for anymore. You never see a game where Eggman is just the pure villain ever again, except for Sonic Colors. You can also rapid spam that Blaze's help, which could actually be more helpful, but I didn't want to do that because it just sounds really annoying. And I think I die here. Let's see. Is this where I die? Do a little misstepping. Nope. I survived. Lucky me. Yep, there we go. A rank. Don't care about the S. Not important. I could do the S if I wanted to. I've gotten all the S's except for the doppelganger mission in what is it, Planet Wisp? Yeah, Planet Wisp. Another key and another soundtrack, which I'm gonna try to get. Yep, you can do it right there, and there we go. Now we move on to Spengonia, or Rooftop Run, and we check out the Grind Raid Challenge, which is the one I really want to do. This challenge defies the laws of physics. Basically, we're going to be blasting through Rooftop Run on a skateboard only. You have it's kind of like a limited version of what you normally do, but more interesting in the fact that you're just on your skateboard. So you have very different movement, very different jumping, and you can still boost and sidestep and all that, and a lot of kind of stuff. But you can do tricks off the jumps. It's pretty fun. I like these kind of challenges, even though it's just sort of a limited version of the regular gameplay. It's not even difficult though, and just some parts just look weird. Blasting through Professor Pickle's laboratory. That's always fun. Now, if they do remake or make another Sonic Generations in which they remake much more stages, I'd like to see like Cool Edge or maybe even what do you call it? What's the Abdabat level's name again? I forget. Anyway, Spangonia. Still love the song. And we're completely defying physics there, and weird parts. kind of a glitch. Sonic's grinding completely backwards. He's not even paying attention. And he's looking as if he's grinding forwards, but he's not. So, I don't know what's up with that part. Anyway, keep going along here. Not going to have too much trouble, even if you do take a lower path, and that's annoying. Somehow he's managed to stay on, even though the board gets sprung out underneath his feet. He's got magical gravity boots, just like in Sonic Riders. I actually have the Connect Sonic Riders game, and that's a lot of fun, even though it got horrible reviews. When you have some friends with you, that is the funnest game ever. There's this one challenge or one game where you have to sort of team up with a friend and sort of press against them with your hands. It looks really silly, but it's really fun. I think my sister walked in on me doing that once, and she just kind of looked at us and just goes, I don't even want to know. But it was part of the game. It was necessary. And then there's the tag-in feature, which is kind of cool. Anyway, did I get an S rank? I can't even tell. This was easy to get. Key, and let's go get our last thing. Oh, the vector mission. That would have been cool to do. It's a weird kind of one where you're sort of on this like. Vector's kind of doing a jam session on his. I think it's his turntables, and he's sending off notes to you, and you have to sort of bounce the notes back at him, and he'll bounce them back at you, and you have to sort of. It's sort of a battle between you and him, bouncing the notes back. It's fun, but it's challenging. And last and not least, the Planet Wisp challenge. We will be doing the cart challenge. I'm not sure why I picked this one. It's not exactly one I'm very good at, but I thought I'd give it a shot. Lots and lots of carts, basically. And boost and jumping and all that fun stuff. Like I said, the problem with the carts is that you can't see when they're coming, and with Sonic that's kind of an annoying, very annoying, like, mechanic. Going through here, you're just sort of making your way up as high as you can go until you finally reach the end. There's some new traps and stuff that you wouldn't find in the normal stage around here, such as those spinning spike balls and switches that engage certain parts of the platforms. I don't believe it's very long. It should actually finish up quite soon here. As long as I do this right. I think I'm doing it right. Still get the same Planet Wisp music, which is nice to hear. The stage tracks in Sonic Colors were actually remixed a bunch of times because there were so many different levels. There was actually about 5 to 6 acts per level in Sonic Colors, each one having like its own little remixed version of the regular song. Like, and then there was like in the multiplayer part of Sonic Colors, they had the 8-bit version remixes of each stage as you went along through them, and those were pretty cool. They were fun to listen to, and a good sort of contrast to the other stages, because you're in a giant like arcade machine in the multiplayer version, because that's how you get the Chaos Emeralds in that game. And so yeah, they gave it a cool twist to the orchestral and rock themes of normal Sonic games. And I just completely screwed that jump up. Anyway, like I said, we're not even close to finished. What you get to do is listen to the lovely music. I don't think I even get a B rank in this one. I'll be patient. Here we go. Now we should just be a hop, skip it, and jump right away to the goal. Yep, there we go. And done. B rank. Oh well. Like I said, it doesn't matter. We can deal with that later. But now we get to take on the boss, and not exactly my favorite boss fight in the world. It's probably my least favorite boss in the entire game, especially on hard mode. Hard mode, it's a pain in my butt. Not gonna lie. I'll explain it when it gets to it, but for now, you can just watch me jump, try to figure out if that note's actually gonna come back to me. Eventually I'll figure out it's not, and I go back to try to get it again, and I realize that I'm gone the completely wrong way, and I have to go all the way back around. Sigh. And no, I can't even get it from right here. So I'm just gonna go all the way back around. Once again. I also need to get the key, which is on the other side of the board again. And I don't realize it. And... whoa, almost missed it. That would have been horrible. So, and... no, get... and I was just like... at this point, I'm mad. I'm like... stupid notes, stupid game mechanic for having to chase after the stupid prizes. Why'd it make you do it? There's that stupid note. I'm just like, I'm gonna wait for it. It's going to come back right back to me. Any day now. You can see we only need one more Chaos Emerald. And one more key. One more boss fight, and then we can take on the final boss. The final boss will be an interesting fight. I'm not exactly good at it. And it's not exactly the easiest fight. It's got a weird mechanic though. It's also kind of hard to figure out what you're actually supposed to do. And now I need the key. So I have to wait up here. Grab it right here. I don't know why it's even over here. There's not even any gates over here. Unless you're a classic Sonic. So let's take on the boss. We got our 3 keys. I don't know why I say we all the time. You're not doing anything. I'm the one doing all the work. Unless you're playing along, which would be awesome. But I doubt it. So in the beginning we took on a classic Eggman boss fight, and then we took on Chaos, which is just sort of a random fight picked from the games. And now we're taking on a modern Eggman fight. Also known as Egg Dragoon. From Sonic Unleashed, you actually fought this fight as the werewolf after completing Eggman Land, so it was kind of, the boss fight was kind of a relief to the grueling level Eggman Land was. And so here we'll be taking him on again in this sort of running sort of boss fight we got. Basic strategy is to hop up on these rails up here and to get over to him using the jumps, which is... there's a problem with it. It's a rather glitchy fight, and I feel like they ran out of time with these fights, and they just put this thing together, and they didn't really test it all that well. Because for one thing, the ramps don't load well. Like, I'll be right where they're supposed to be, and I won't even be able to see them, so I can't aim for them correctly. This part's alright, but it does contain a few glitches, which I think I show off in a little bit. It's a very glitchy fight. It takes a lot of hits to finish him off. And it's just not that fun. The original fight was a lot more fun. He does this ice shooter thing a lot, and you just can't hit him. It's just annoying. And he does this a lot, and it drags on until you get to the final part, which is actually pretty fun. But alas, it's not great. He does this thing so many times. And then we get back to the running section, which will do lasers and slicing attacks, and I'll miss the jumps and I'll be sad because I have to wait another whole round. By that time I'll go into 2D mode. And see right there, the ramps just loaded like at the last second, and I couldn't figure out where they were. I mean, yeah, look at that. They're like loading issues, and that's the only way I can attack them right now. It's horrible. It's horrible. And of course, it goes into 2D mode again. There's a little ice shooter thing, which once again, you can't hit him when he does this. And sometimes I'll just miss. I'm depressed about this fight. I really am. It's not a fun fight. And on hard mode, it's even worse. It is so ridiculous on hard mode. he just keeps switching around, and you can never figure out where you're getting him, and the ramps don't load. It's awful. It's not fun. I don't know if it has anything to do with the game itself, or maybe it's my Xbox, but just the ramps not loading, it's just enough to make this fight just, ugh. Because it makes 3D mode like completely impossible to play. So there's a little camera glitch right there. And those things, I don't even know what kind of attack that is. It's just like, he says prepare to be skewered. He completely misses, and then you get hit by the flames? Like, what the heck kind of attack is that? I finally get on a ramp here. And do I actually screw it up here? Nope, I don't. Oh, nope, it doesn't even target him. And I get hit on a impossible to dodge attack. Now I'm in ring trouble, and it's just not fun. Can we get to the next phase already? There we go. And we head up to the chasing section, completely downhill, which is a pretty cool mechanic. You just have to speed up to him. There's tons of rings and attacks he shoots at you. Don't homing attack him. Not a good idea. Just homing attack him once you get close. You'll send him flying down. You want to hit him a couple times. Doesn't have very good aim, so you're pretty much safe in terms of just hitting the homing attack button. Hopefully you can get him at least twice before he goes through the change portal. And I got him again. Take that. You're done. Sonic's just like he's annoyed with that fight as I was. And I get an A. Wonderful. But now we're finally done with that, and we can take on the final boss. Or some challenge stages if I feel like it.
I can't believe this. I was supposed to beat you this time.
Ah, I'm sorry. I didn't get that memo. I beat you every time. No, seriously. We beat this guy every time. It's like it's our job or something.
Well, what else do you do with your life, Sonic?
What's Eggman even doing here? I thought you said he'd been kidnapped by that big weird thing that sent us all to this place. See? He was kidnapped. This is getting stranger all the time.
The plot thickens. And my computer went on screensaver mode. Anyway, we've collected all ourselves lots of Chaos Emeralds. We've beaten some stages, and now it's time to take on the final boss. Short game, really. We have to do the fun mechanic of placing the Chaos Emeralds in the slots, though. But I'll save that for next time. Not sure why I was singing.